Kathleen Kennedy stepping down of Lucasfilm? What's up, everybody? Today I'm here to talk a little bit more about Star Wars and the whole rumor going around that Kathleen Kennedy will be stepping down of Lucasfilm. Now, I'm pretty sure that this news made a lot of the fans happy. Mainly because the decisions that Kathleen Kennedy made towards the new franchise upset a lot of the fans, myself included. And so I'm pretty sure a lot of the fans are pretty happy with this news. However, it is still not set in stone. It's still rumors. But in my opinion, there's two things that could potentially be true. Either someone inside Lucasfilm tipped off the media, and that's why this rumor is going around, or someone just decided to write an article talking about Kathleen Kennedy maybe stepping down, mostly because Solo flopped, and the rumor just starts spreading. So I don't know. From these two possibilities, maybe the first one is probably more likely to be true, because I do believe that maybe someone was tipped off, and that's why this whole rumor is going around. However, we still don't know what exactly is going to happen. But, and then all we know is that there's still a war amongst Star Wars fans and Lucasfilm, you know, and Disney. I'm pretty sure they are paying attention. And there's also the shill media that is absolutely infuriating. You know, every time you go and you open the internet, there's all these crazy articles out there, just like, again, bashing the fans and calling everyone toxic, doing this generalization that all the fans are this and all the fans are that, and it's just controversy after controversy. And it's just, it really blows my mind, you know, how Disney let it get this far. You know, if you go, there's a Forbes article over here, and all the articles I'll be mentioning today, I will put the link below so you guys can check it out. So there's a shill article here in Forbes, you know, saying Kathleen Kennedy is still the best person to make Star Wars movies. So that's the headline, and basically it's just talking about Solo, and that the flop of Solo, or because it's not doing so well, shouldn't mean that she should step down. So this article is basically just siding with her. There's another article. This is on Express. I believe this is a UK publication, and the title is Star Wars Han Solo Flop and Fan Boycott. Kathleen Kennedy gone by September. And again, they're just addressing the whole idea. Could she be gone after, now that Solo flopped and blah, 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 and then, you know, talking about the fans, and mainly because it lost a lot of money. And that's the whole thing with Solo, you know. It's official now that it did lose a lot of money, because the problem with Kathleen Kennedy is that she's not really doing a good job, and that is mostly to do with her decision making. Okay, first of all, she fired directors because of creative differences, you know. Because, you know, it has to be, I mean, who knows exactly what's going on behind the scenes, but there's that. And then there's the whole reshoot problems as well. And all of this costs a lot of money, and Solo ended up being a very costly film. It was very expensive to produce. And on top of that, the movie did not do well in the theaters, and it made like half of what they really need to make a profit out of it. So it's really not looking good. And then there's another article here that's on MovieWeb. People know MovieWeb a little bit more, and it's saying Kathleen Kennedy may be leaving Lucasfilm and Star Wars. So all the medias everywhere is addressing this whole thing that she might be leaving, and this has to come from somewhere. You know, someone started this rumor. Now, if it is an untrue rumor, we still don't know, or if it is someone inside Lucasfilm that tipped off. I just believe that Disney is definitely worried right now, because, you know, first of all, they weren't taking people's criticism serious. They were saying, we heard it many times, it's just a minority of a very vocal minority that is complaining about the direction of this film. But in fact, the numbers prove the contrary. The failure of Solo, the fact that there's also the DVD sales for The Last Jedi did not perform as well, not even close to The Force Awakens, for instance. So that also kind of proved that a lot of people really did not like that movie. They not went out and bought those Blu-rays. And on top of that, there's also the internet fight amongst the Lucasfilm's employees and the fans. Like all kind of bashing the fans, and it just blows my mind. I look back at George Lucas' time. I have never heard George Lucas disrespecting the fans, even though the fans bash him for the prequels, because he understood that he cannot break the relationship with the fans, even though I'm pretty sure he was hurt by a lot of the criticism. He understood that these are the clients and he shouldn't wage a war against your clients. However, this is not what we have been seeing. Rian Johnson, for instance, on fire on Twitter, like he's backfiring on everyone. And lately we also had the controversy with Kelly Marie Tran about the whole bullying thing. I also made a video about that. And if the bullying really happened, I think that was terrible. No one should be bullied, regardless if you're a celebrity or not, especially if you're an actor. You have no control over anything. But again, she hasn't said publicly the reason why she's not on Twitter. However, we did see Mark Hamill also posting on Twitter supporting her. So I'm assuming that the bullying is really happened, because Mark Hamill maybe reached out to her and knows to be true that perhaps she was bullied and she just doesn't want to, she wants to step away from social media. And that also took a lot of heat on the internet. Every single article addressing it. And, it's great that people are addressing it, because obviously bullying is not something that people should think that is okay to do. Bullying is not right, regardless of who the person is or what role they played. However, she is not the first person to suffer this bullying, okay? How about the other people, other celebrities that also suffered bullying, but it did not get near as much attention? So then there's... it's hard for us to even believe on the media anymore, because is everyone a shield now? Are they doing this whole controversy because they want to, kind of distract people from the failure of Solo? But I mean, regardless of what they do, it's still not going to change the way that people feel about these films, because if they really do not do anything to fix the broken relationship that I feel that the fandom is right now, I mean, they're just going to continue to lose more and more money. And this directly links to Kathleen Kennedy, obviously. The reason why I agree with her stepping down, I think that would be the best thing for Lucasfilm, is the fact that, she really sacrificed the story in order to bring a certain agenda. And it was not putting the film in a clever way. It didn't blend in with the story. It was actually shoved on people's face. And it sadly, it destroyed beloved characters in order for this agenda to be out there, So in my opinion, the reason why I believe she should step down for sure, it's because I don't think she understands the lore, nor she cares about the lore, She sees it as this platform, something that she can preach a certain message, which is fine, okay? I had no problem with having SJW stuff, for instance, if it didn't sacrifice the story, if it blend in and if it made sense, and if but like having to destroy Luke Skywalker's character the way it did in order to have a girl look better, for me this is just not a good message to begin with. This is what created the whole controversy, and I just think that it was just not a smart way to go about it, okay? Like, if you look again, I've said that a couple of times already. If you look back at George Lucas' Star Wars, the politics were always there. right? They were always there. However, it was not about the politics. It was about the characters. So the politics were there, but it blended in with the story. But the heart of the film were the characters and their relationship, and that was there. However, that relationship, it's actually broken in these new films because all the beloved characters are gone. Anyways, the people get older, and it's okay. I'm not even upset that they killed off the characters, but I am upset the execution of that. Eventually I knew that we're gonna have to let these characters go, but it should have been a respectful and satisfying way, because to begin with, no, we wouldn't have Star Wars if it weren't for Luke, Leia, and Han. So, and my other problem as well with Kathleen Kennedy is that before she, when she was signing the papers and we saw that the interview with George Lucas, she said the important thing is to continue George Lucas' vision for these characters. But that did not really happen, obviously I cannot believe that George Lucas' vision for Luke Skywalker was to be milking a sea cow, and being beaten by his Padawan and just being this person that it's just not even close to the character that he created, So my problem with Kathleen Kennedy is that her whole agenda alienated the fans, and it just created this division where people cannot connect to these films anymore. And instead of actually having people understand the message that she's trying to show the audience, it's so shoved on people's face that it all actually created an aversion, and people are actually angry at these films, especially because it destroyed beloved characters in order for you to care for these other new characters. And again, they're not likable characters either, so not even that they're able to do. So to me, it's very sad that they keep Lucasfilm employees keep attacking the fans, and now all we hear this generalization that the fans are toxic. But again, this fight going on amongst the Lucasfilm's employees and the fans is just terrible PR, and how is anyone not doing anything about it? Instead of telling them to shut up, they keep throwing more fire into the wood, and every single day we open the internet, is just shill media saying that people are racist and people are so seriously. After every single after all this time, they're still not listening to people's real criticism. Every single person is racist, and now they're using the whole Kelly Marie Tran situation to prove so. It's just not right, and it's very unfortunate that if there are some fans out there bullying these actors and they're making everyone else, the whole fandom looking bad, shame on you if you're the person doing that. But again, I truly believe that the majority of the fans, they're not the ones doing these things, and it's mostly the shill media trying to make the fandom look bad. But again, is it wise for Lucasfilm and Disney to actually accuse the fans like that? No, because the fans are the one driving this franchise forward. I don't know how many times do I have to say, the fans are the one buying tickets, buying merchandise, going to see the films. Now if they don't stop this, and this is probably gonna start with Kathleen Kennedy stepping down, regardless. So hopefully the rumors are true. Because, if she stays, I have no problem if she stays, as long as she gets a director that understands the lore and she forgets about forcing agendas on people's face, okay? So that could be an alternative, but would that be possible? I don't know, because right now the relationship between her and the fans are kind of broken. People really hate her guts, and people don't want to really see her there, But in my opinion, it's also important to think about who would take her place. If she steps down and then you have someone in her place doing the very same thing, we won't see a change and there won't be a difference. So it's very important that, hopefully, Lucasfilm and Disney, they really pay attention that it's not only Kathleen Kennedy or her agenda, but it's also about who are they going to put to replace her if she does step down, and how are they going to carry this franchise forward. You know, they should think that the movies are not about social agendas and politics. You know, they're part of the film, yes, because they've always been there. However, it's mostly about these characters and their relationship and these human stories that so far it's not there. And in my opinion, it's gonna be very hard for them to even bring this back, because all the characters that people actually love and care are pretty much killed off, you know, so the mess is already done. How are they gonna fix that? I actually don't know. They're gonna have to be very creative. But again, I just it's kind of a sad time for the fandom of Star Wars, I believe. You know, that's one of the things that I just despise The Last Jedi even more, because it is a movie that completely broke the fandom. You know, it completely created this division and all this ugliness that we're seeing, and now it's media against the fans, and the fans against Kathleen Kennedy, and Ryan Johnson against the fans, and it's just this fight back and forth, and you know, calling people toxic and all this stuff, which unfortunately there are. Okay, unfortunately, there are some people out there that they are really racist. They can't really take women in lead roles, or they can't. There are. I'm not saying that those people don't exist, because there are people over there that don't want any of that. However, it is not every single person. You know, it's not every single criticism or every single person that is complaining about this, the direction of this film. It actually has a problem with women or diversity. My biggest problem is that Star Wars always had diversity. Okay, like you watch those movies, it's about a galaxy far away with so many alien characters and different languages. You know, again, George Lucas knew how to blend in these subjects within the story without having it be not enjoyable, you know, because that's how I feel these movies are right now. They're no longer enjoyable. You know, you go there and you're just upset. So I don't know what's going to happen about you know, concerning Kathleen Kennedy. I believe that very soon we will find out exactly if all this media talking about her stepping down is indeed a rumor, or if it's true. I guess all we gotta do and wait and hope for the best, right? But anyways, guys, let me know, what do you think about this whole Kathleen Kennedy stepping down Lucasfilm? Do you think this is really happening? Do you think they're really listening to the fans, or do you think this war is nowhere near to be over? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to leave your thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more as well, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of the videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.